This is lesson 2.3, What's My Rule? This is the parent help video for grade 3 everyday math. The new vocabulary words we're going to be talking about today are function machine, input, rule, output, and what's my rule. Okay, so this is a function machine, and in a function machine you put a number in, apply some rule to it, and then a number comes out. So we'll have over here, we'll have something called a what's my rule table, and there will be a list of numbers, okay, at least in one column of numbers. So if we put let's say 2, then some number should come out here, and then we put, let's say 6, and then we could put 12. Alright, these are just numbers that are in this column, 14 and 20. So we imagine this is the in, this is the out. And this is called a what's my rule table here. So what we do is we take the numbers that are in the in and we drop them in this machine here. Okay, and this rule happens to them and they come out as a different number. So we put the number in as 2. Okay, it gets 2 added to it, so 2 plus 2, it comes out as a 4. So any number that goes in this machine changes by adding 2 to it, and then it comes out as a new number. So 6 plus 2 equals 8. 12 plus 2 equals 14. 14 plus 2, 16. 20 plus 2 is 22. Sometimes what will happen, well, the number that we put in is called the input, the number that comes out is the output. Okay, that's the vocabulary for these function machines. Sometimes what will happen is you'll have a what's my rule table, and what happens with the what's my rule table is sometimes they don't always just give you the ins. So here's the ins and the outs. Sometimes they might give you some ins and some outs, or sometimes they might just give you outs. Okay, the rule always goes from the in to the out. This is an important point that kids miss a lot of times. So I want you guys to pay especially pay attention to this and check your charts and your books to make sure that you applied the rule from in to out and not from out to in. Even if the number's written over here, let's say we use the same function machine, the rules plus 2, sometimes you might have the rules, the outputs. So if I put 24, 35, 40, and let's say 100. These are all in the outputs. I'm not adding 2 to these because this is what came out of my machine. So something got added to this. Okay, 2 got added to something to equal this number. Does that make sense, guys? So 2 got added to the input. So in order to figure that out, I have to subtract 2 from my output. I have to go backwards. Okay, and that's the part I noticed when I was looking around your books that could have caused a little bit of confusion. Okay, so 24 minus 2 is 22, 35 minus 2 is 33, 40 minus 2 is 38, and 100 minus 2 is 98. So you're going backwards. And then look, if I put 22 in, I'd get out 24 because it's adding 2. If I put 33 in, I'd get out 35. Alright, and in this lesson we want kids to be able to know those basic facts and then figure out extended facts, okay, which is what we talked about in the last lesson. We want them to know what these rules are, to figure out these rules and patterns to solve problems, okay, and be able to describe the rules and patterns for the what's my rules table with addition and subtraction problems. Okay, those are the key things we want kids to know. As far as how you can help with this at home, have them practicing basic addition and subtraction. Okay, if there's any way to add larger numbers, if there's any opportunity you have at home to add larger numbers, have them use basic facts to figure out what those larger numbers are, added or subtracted. Also, have them look for patterns in numbers, figure out patterns. You can call those patterns rules. Okay, use this vocabulary with them to help them get used to it. And just any way that they can practice it. Even give them some in and out boxes of what's my rule table and have them figure out what is the rule, what is the pattern. Okay, so this is lesson 2.3, What's My Rule? The parent help video for grade 3 everyday math. Questions?